Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start out this video by giving all glory, praises, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kwakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to the one-third Yasharala, to the hopeful elect, scattered abroad throughout America. In today's topic, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be getting into the Greeks and the etymology with the word Hellēn and Hellenist. Let me see. Yeah, Greek, Hellenistic. That's what I'm gonna make this as the title of the video. It's like if the cars in the background too loud, I'm sitting outside trying to make this video because there's too much noise in the house, No, there you go. But we're gonna jump straight into it. So I came across this Bible dictionary, Holman's Illustrated Bible Dictionary, and I went to the H section in the dictionary for Hellenism. As you see, page 746. And same thing, I just had to zoom in for the folks that be like, you didn't show the whole page, I'm supposed to know if it's real or not. Yeah, this the whole page. I just zoomed in, and it's the other piece, same thing. Yeah, but anyway, I'm just gonna read the highlighted part for Hellenism. We say the Ptolemies instituted a gentle policy of Hellenization, primarily. Let's start from the top. The Ptolemies instituted a gentle policy of Hellenization, primarily through education and language. So, the Hellenistic culture of Alexandria strongly impacted Jewish and Christian communities. It said white Jews, wild Jews thrived in Alexandria under the Ptolemies. The Palestinian Jews faced harsher Hellenization by the Seleucid dynasty. It say this forced Hellenization peaked, and the word peaked means like at the very top, like the peak of something, the peak of a mountain, the very, very, very top. It say so this forced Hellenization peaked during the reign of Antiochus. What's that? The fifth? I don't know. I forgot to read the Roman numerals. Antiochus Epiphanes. It say who sought to destroy Judaism, attacking on the Sabbath day and desecrating the temple in Jerusalem. The account of the Jews' resistance led by the Maccabee family is recorded in the extra-canonical book of 1 through 4 Maccabees. Yeah, the whole revolt is written about in the bigger Maccabees and Apocrypha. Which I'm going to get into in a few, Lord willing. And it say influence. It said the early churches experienced tension between Hellenized Jewish believers and traditional Palestinian Jews, a dispute which led to the naming of the earliest deacon. And then it says in parentheses Acts 6, the 6th chapter, the 1st through the 6th verse. It say Gentiles, which were Israelite foreigners. Gentile believers challenged some Jewish traditions, leading to a conflict resulting in the Jerusalem Council. In parentheses, Acts the 14th chapter, the 4th through the 7th verse. Then it says the 15th chapter, the 1st to the 3rd verse. Yeah, so pretty much it tells you that the peak of the Hellenization period was getting pushed during the reign of Antiochus Epiphanes, which we finna get into in the book of Maccabees and Apocrypha, matter of fact. So we finna go ahead and jump. Well, I got my Bible open right now, matter of fact. So we might as well see. I can go ahead and turn to it. We're gonna start off with First Maccabees, the 1st chapter. And we're gonna start at the 11th verse. So let me see. Make sure I got this right. Yeah, boom. So gotta brother went live. Alright, so boom. First Maccabees, the first chapter, start at the 11th verse. It say, in those days went out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward, hearing that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. It's a whereupon they built a place of exercise in Jerusalem, which is where you get the word gymnasium from, which goes back to the word naked, because they was in the Greeks back then. Their custom was to be in the gym working out butt ass naked. You know what I'm saying? On some more shit. You know what I'm saying? Just bugged out, tweaking. And that's why the Lord say, you know what I'm saying? Oh, what was that? That punk ass nigga. Matter of fact, hold on. Speaking of, matter of fact, watch this. He said, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, where you get the word gymnasium, which you work out naked. It's according to the customs of the heathen. It's and made themselves uncircumcised. And when it says according to the customs of the heathen, when you go, where is it? Oh, Grecian. Oh, this is another thing. Grecian. It said in the New Testament, this refers to Jews who had adopted the Greek culture and language. So the scholars know this. You know what I'm saying? It's not a confusion. The only people that's confused is the people in these Christian churches getting, you know what I'm saying, pushing this plantation Christianity. You know what I'm saying? They're the only ones pushing that the Jews, I mean not the Jews, the Greeks in the New Testament. There's neither Jew nor Greek. You know what I'm saying? When they be saying that, they be sitting up there thinking that that's talking about heathen. No, it's not talking about no heathen, because they don't do no research. They don't get into the root words of things. You know what I'm saying? They just spew out that madness, you know what I'm saying, that plantation Christianity that they've been taught and indoctrinated with. You know what I'm saying? And this is in a book. We didn't write this. Again, it's Holman Illustrated Bible Dictionary, complete, revised, updated, and expanded. No, it said Grecian. In the New Testament, this refers to Jews who had adopted the Greek culture and language. Now, that was a gem. I wanted to say that for later, but it just popped up again. Oh, bingo, look. Speaking of, in verse 14, it said, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem. Like I say, gymnasium is naked. And like I say, it's right here. Greek educational center. The word came from a Greek word, gymnos, that means naked. It say in ancient Greece, the gymnasium was the center for physical and intellectual education for aristocratic adolescent boys. The gymnasium originated in Athens, where the citizens sought the ideal espoused by Pericles, that men should have wisdom without the loss of manly vigor. Physically, education include wrestling, swimming, running, and use of the bow and sling, all in the nude. See, so they was bugged out. They was tripping. It says, intellectually, the boys were trained in reading, writing, mathematics, politics, philosophy, and music. It say, as time passed, the gymnasiums became open to all citizens and were an integral part of all Greek cities. During the 2nd century BC, when the Seleucids under Antiochus Epiphanes tried to convert the Jews to Greek culture, which he did, and that's what we get into today. Antiochus converting the Jews into Greeks, making them follow the Greek fashions. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't, like, nationality wise, they wouldn't converted, changed into a Greek. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you can't do that. They was just following the Greek customs. You know what I'm saying? Their ways. They you know what I'm saying? They whatever you want to call it, holy days. You know what I'm saying? They feast days, all that type of stuff. They're partaking in their ceremonies, should I say. You know what I'm saying? Like the Negroes do in America today. You know what I'm saying? Like African Americans, they call themselves African Americans. They follow after the ways of America. You know what I'm saying? They celebrate the 4th of July, Martin Luther King, Black History Month, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. What's another one? New Year's. You know what I'm saying? Like all that madness. Halloween. You know? And that's exactly what happened back then. But that happened again to us through slavery over in America. And then after that, well, I'm gonna start from the top again. Right here at during. It said during the 2nd century BC, when the Seleucids under Antiochus Epiphanes tried to convert the Jews to Greek culture, Jason, one of the Jewish high priests, built a gymnasium in Jerusalem. And it says, you can read that in 1st Maccabees, the 1st chapter, the 14th verse. And then 2nd Maccabees, the 4th chapter, and the 7th verse. It's a, yes, he built the Jerusalem. It's a, the pious Jews were shocked at both their nudity prohibited by Jews and their practice of wearing the broad-brimmed Greek hats. See, so you know when the Apostle Gabar be going off getting on the head of Sakari, you know what I'm saying? What's that, Deacon Destruction Mode? Who else be wearing hats while they be preaching? Them really the main ones that I always see them be getting on too. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you. So anybody out there praying the prophesying out there with their head covered, you know what I'm saying? Right here, especially wearing them hats. You know what I'm saying? This is what Apostle Gabar be talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is why he say you need to do your research. You know what I'm saying? He said it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you can agree, because we know it's the apostle, they won't lie. But like the scriptures say, I always be, you know what I'm saying? Go back and look and search for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Who was it? I ain't gonna have time for that right now. But y'all know that one church with Apostle Paul, they said every time he told them something, they went back and researched and looked up everything he said to see if he was so. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing we must do. You know what I'm saying? Be diligent in his truth. You know what I'm saying? It stick more, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna remember it better when you go and look it up and research it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, so he was right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's associated with the worship of the Greek god Hermes. So that's what the broad-brimmed Greek hats is associated with. So that's what the Apostle Gabar be talking about. So let me go back to the word Grecian right here. I'm gonna leave that sitting right there. And from there, I'm gonna go back to 1st Maccabees, and we gonna keep talking about Antiochus real quick and how he converted our people into following the Greek customs and the Greek ways. You know what I'm saying? And to leave our laws. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we end up losing our way and end up calling ourselves Greeks. You know what I'm saying? So 1st Maccabees, 1st chapter, verse 15 at the bottom. It said, made themselves uncircumcised. So that's where it talks about in the scriptures in the New Testament, the circumcised and the uncircumcised. Because you had the Jews that still kept the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? And then you had the other Jews, the Hellenists. You know what I'm saying? Them the ones that was going off. You know what I'm saying? Uncircumcised and stuff, following the Greeks. You know what I'm saying? They just, you know what I'm saying? They thought they was actually Greeks. You know what I'm saying? Them, the uncircumcised. That's what we was calling uncircumcised. And we was looking down. The Jews that did keep the law, statutes, and commandments, they was looking down upon the Jews or the Israelites that weren't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. The ones that was living as Greeks. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much the same way it is today. Matter of fact, to make it simpler, you know how we in the truth, how we, you know what I'm saying, try to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. You know what I'm saying? We out there trying to preach the word on the highways and the byways. You know what I'm saying? And we got our people out here just stuck in their ways, just stuck following after you know what I'm saying, Esau and his system. You know what I'm saying? Stuck being 2/3 niggas and African Americans, blacks, you know what I'm saying, being coons out here. You know what I'm saying? How we, you know what I'm saying, look down upon the 2/3 because we know it ain't no saving them in this time. That's pretty much how the Jews back then that was keeping the law, statutes, and commandments was looking down upon the ones that wasn't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, the ones that lost their ways. You know what I'm saying? Over time, through the because of the Greeks. Where we reading it right now, the start of it. You know. So, and that's the history most people don't be knowing about. when we get into the New Testament. That's the whole mystery. You know what I'm saying? Who the Gentiles is. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause the Gentiles is the Israelite foreigners. You know what I'm saying? They just lost their way. And Apostle Paul was sent to go get them back. You know? Now, from there, we sit in the first chapter of the first book of Maccabees. And we're going to go back to we jump into the 41st verse. It says, Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. And that's pretty much like you know what I'm saying? That he pretty much was trying to do what the Babylonians did back then. You know what I'm saying? Like a new world order. You know what I'm saying? And this right here is pretty much the start of the Hellenization period. You know what I'm saying? The Hellenism. You know what I'm saying? And I got a precept. Let me see what that is right there real quick. It's the Psalms. I'll come back to that. What they say? Psalms 94 and 20. It says, Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth the mischief by Allah? I don't know why I put that right there. It'll come back to me, right of fact. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You be in the spirit and you be taking notes on certain videos. You be writing down the precepts. You be trying to go back to them and you be forgetting why you put them there. That's why it's good to keep studying, you know what I'm saying? To keep going back over this stuff that you went over. You know? But yeah, anyway. Back to where I was at. Verse 42. It say, now I've started at verse 41 again. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should believe his laws. So all the heathen agreed accordingly to the commandments of the kings. Yeah, and it said all the heathen because when the Greeks came into power, all the lands and nations that they took down, including with us, because we weren't the only ones that was taken down at the time. You know what I'm saying? We weren't the only land that they conquered. You know, so all the, you know what I'm saying, all the heathen that was around about us that was taken down as well. When the king made this decree in the 41st chapter that all should be one people, you know what I'm saying, the heathen agreed. And then with the king, then it jumped down to verse 43. It said, yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath days. So this was the start of all of our people going off, you know what I'm saying, being Hellenized. You know what I'm saying, following after the Greek ways. You know what I'm saying? And that was us becoming, you know what I'm saying, that was Israel becoming the uncircumcised, becoming heathen and Gentiles, you know. So let's go. Let's say, verse 44. For the king had sent letter by messenger into Jerusalem and the city of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. You know what I'm saying? And watch that, because you know you probably gonna have certain Israelites they trying to push, you know what I'm saying, the law of the land when the MOTB come out. You know what I'm saying? The RFID microchip come out. You know what I'm saying? So you want to buy or sell the mark, the way it talks about what's that? Revelation 13:16. When you go to the root word for the mark, is charagma, and the root word for charagma is charax, which talks about a pail or a stake. And when you look up a pail or a stake, or a wooden pail or a stake, it looks like a sharpened pointed to a needle. And when you look at the needle that they're using to inject the RFID chip, it's the exact same thing. They look exactly alike, and that's what the apostle John had seen, you know, in his vision with the mark of the beast. So yeah, we gonna you know what I'm saying, we gonna watch out for them Israelites that gonna be trying to push to keep the strange law of the land. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why I was in this book. Everything written was aforetime was written for our learning. So pay attention. It says, verse 45, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifices and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days. Oh, yeah. 46. It said, and pollute the sanctuary and holy temple. Yeah, pollute the sanctuary and holy temple, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, And this is the abomination of desolation right here. You know what I'm saying? Because they had a sacrificing pork abominations. You know what I'm saying? On the altars. And desolations, they laid our city flat. You know what I'm saying? When they came through it said Jeremiah 11, 13 to 16. They messed our temple up. Jeremiah 11. Yeah, precept Jeremiah 11:13. For according to the number of the cities were thy gods, O Judah, and according to the number of thy streets, O Jerusalem, have thou set up altars to that shameful thing, even altars to burn incense unto Baal, which is the idol. You know what I'm saying? So it was always in Israel. You know what I'm saying? That was in Israel history. You know what I'm saying? Going off worshiping after these different gods. You know what I'm saying? And idols. You know. So of course, you gonna have them same spirits reincarnated from back then. You know what I'm saying? Come back and do the exact same thing in these times to come. You know. So let me keep going to verse 48 in Maccabees. It says that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profaneness. See, just wicked. It say to the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinances, and whosoever will not do according to the commandments of the law, he said, should die. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing in Revelation 13. If you don't consent to the RFID chip, the mark of the which is the mark of the beast, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to get put to death. You know what I'm saying? The Apostle John saw men getting beheaded for the testimony which they held for Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? Who didn't bend the break and then bend the knee to Baal. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord say, He preserved 7,000 men who didn't preserve. And the number 7 is just a number for completion, not 7,000 specifically, because we know it's 144,000. No, 7 just means completion. So the Lord said He had 7,000 men. You know what I'm saying? Who was not about the knee to Baal. You know, and that's the elect in this time. You know. So yeah, and from there, we're gonna jump to 2 Maccabees, the 6th chapter, and I'm gonna get straight to the point. The 5th verse. When we go to the 4th verse, it says, "For the temple was filled with riots and reveling by the Gentiles, who dallied with the harlots, and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places." So they was having sex in the temple with temple harlots, defiled in the temple. It's saying had to do, and it was already defiled because you had Gentiles in there, and had to do with women with the circuit of the holy place, and besides that brought in things that were not lawful, like swine's flesh. Verse 5, it said the altar also was filled with profane things which the law forbid, pork. Verse 6, neither, and it's the main part, neither was it lawful for a man to keep the Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to keep the law. Oh, Salakia. Start over again, verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep the Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. Yeah, and that's how we became Gentiles and heathens. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause then after that, the Jews started following after the ways of the Greeks. You know what I'm saying? We start worshiping the Greek gods. You know what I'm saying? We start keeping the Greek ways. Like we start uncircumcising our children. You know what I'm saying? And some people was so thrown off in the head that they was already circumcised that they made their circumcision uncircumcision, like it talks about in the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? And this is why. And it says, verse 7, and in the day of the king's birth every month that they brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices, and when the feast of Bacchus. Yeah, that's pretty much the main point, verse 6. Yeah, so the Jews couldn't call themselves, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, verse 6 again, it says, Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. And if you couldn't profess yourself at all to be a Jew, what would you call yourself then? A Greek. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole point of what I'm getting to today. You know what I'm saying? And this is why it says right here, that's why I got this on the screen, Grecian, to where it says in the New Testament, this refers to Jews who had adopted the Greek culture and language. And I just read to you how they adopted the Greek culture and language through this bastard named Antiochus. Antiochus. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go back to First Maccabees, the first chapter, when you jump back down to the 50th verse, it's saying, "Whosoever will not do according to the commandments of the king, he should die." So either we would have to consent to the king's commandments to leave our law and our customs and to follow the Greeks and call ourselves Greeks. You know what I'm saying? Which made us heathen and uncircumcised, or we would die. You know what I'm saying, by the sword. So you had, you know what I'm saying, one or two options, and that was the same thing they did to us in slavery. You know what I'm saying? But and from there, I'm gonna go into the Bible real quick, and as y'all see, I had up Greeks for certain examples of the word Hellēn. You know what I'm saying? So you can know, have context of who this talking about. Cause 9 times out of 10, I did a check on these, and most of these is talking about the Israelites, or like we seen. Let's go back. In the New Testament, this refers to Jews who had adopted the Greek culture and language. You know what I'm saying? So right here it says, yeah, I'm gonna just use this to cut time. It says Greek, Hellenist, and Hellenistic. Galatians 3:28. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. And like I said right here, Christians would take this and make it seem like it says salvation is for everybody, and that's not the case. You would have to go into the original language that it was written in, which is the Greek. You know what I'm saying? And when you go to that, the root word for that language that it was written in the Greek, for Greek is Hellēn. And when you go into Hellēn, Hellēn, I ain't get to it. Hold on, Hellēn. I'll just go to it. What scripture did I use? Galatians 3:28. There is neither Jew nor Greek. When you click on Greek, the second definition, it said in a wider sense, it name embraces all nations, not Jews, that made the language, customs, and learnings of the Greeks their own, and a primary reference to the difference of religion and worship. Yeah. So pretty much, it was somebody that was not a Greek, who embraced the language, customs, and learnings of the Greeks. And they gonna try to slip in not Jews, cause you know what I'm saying. Esau try to throw you off, but as you read in the dictionary, so in the New Testament, when you see Grecian, which is a Greek, you know what I'm saying, same thing. It's in the New Testament. This refers to Jews who had adopted the Greek culture and language. See, same thing. So, click back off of that. Then when you go to the etymology, you know what I'm saying, pretty much none. Hellēn, ancient Greek, 1660s. Greek, Hellēn, a word of unknown origins, Hellenic. Yeah, so then from there, you go to the word Hellenistic etymology. And I highlighted, it said one who uses the Greek language, though not a Greek. So here, they tried to say, well, one who was not they say though not a Jew. So they tried to make it seem like everybody else picked up the Greek language except for the Jews. No, because they try to throw you off and make it seem like salvation for everybody. That's how I used to try to do it. But you got to go and do the research and do the digging yourself. You know what I'm saying? To uncover the lies that Esau he's spewing out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was Israelites who adopted Greek customs through a period of time in slavery under the Greeks and Romans, which is in the Apocrypha. You know what I'm saying? And I already read First Maccabees, so that's the point I just wanted to make. I just wanted to hit right there. And I can get a few more examples real quick where it talks about Greek. Let me grab another one. Go to Galatians 2 and 3, where it talks about Titus. Galatians 2 and 3. It said, "But neither Titus, who was with me, being a Greek, was compelled to be circumcised." Now, let's see if this is talking about a heathen. Let's see what the word for Greek. Oh, Hellēn. See? Same thing. One who uses the Greek language, though not a Greek. Or, let's say, in a wider sense, the name embraces all nations that made the language, customs, and learnings of the Greeks their own, which our people did through Antiochus Epiphanes, which I read in the books of Maccabees, first and the second book of Maccabees. So you see, it's a, you know what I'm saying, you get into the words, get into the patterns, you know what I'm saying, of the words, you know what I'm saying, and you get a wider understanding of the scriptures and get into better context of what it's talking about and who it's talking about. You know what I'm saying? And that was pretty much what I wanted to show y'all today, you know what I'm saying? That was that was some great that I came across, you know what I'm saying? It just put a stamp on everything that we know pretty much, which we already know that we was right, but we just showing y'all that they scholars know the same thing that we know. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just us and we not the only ones saying it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all was edified. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully y'all learned something, you know. And I'm gonna come back at y'all with another video. Hopefully sooner than later. You know what I'm saying? When we come up with a new topic when the spirit hit me. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let y'all go with this. I don't want this video to be too long, you know. And with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Shalom.